Hello everybody and welcome back to Nat's Knackers Yard with a slight revamp, I suppose, really. Yeah, I am filming this through a new phone, through a Pixel 4 that I got as a bit of a free upgrade with my normal mobile phone contract, but I've decided that I'm going to try just using it for filming because it's got a particularly good camera, which is what I'm using now. You might also notice the sound quality is a bit different as well. I've also invested in a wireless mic thingy. Let me see if I can... There we go. In a Synco one. It's taken me a few minutes to work out how it all works out together, but it should be better, and it should mean that I'm not cutting out all the time or getting drowned out by bikes, so we'll see how that goes. It's been fairly busy. There's been a few bits going on, a bit more playing with the fairing on the Kawasaki on Kermit there. Yeah, I'm still umming and ahhing over fairing options, and they're like, well, I'm not umming and ahhing at all, talking out my hoop, because that big box at the back there has got my fairing in it, my new fairing, and it's never really comforting when this way up is the wrong way up. But I've opened it to make sure it's there, but I haven't checked it yet. I will do. I'm just trying to find time and space to have a look. So what, have you given up, Nat? No, I'm going to do both. I couldn't decide, so I'm going to do both. I'm going to sort out the fairings as much as I can and get them nice and flat, and then do me compare and contrast. It is going to live, I think, with this stuff on, but what I am going to do, because a few people have been saying it's great, go for it, and a few people have been saying it's Chinese crap, never do it. As a rule of thumb, I don't discount Chinese stuff as being crap straight away. I like to test it. I do think there's a lot of opinions on Chinese stuff that's fared by one bad experience, or in many cases none at all, and they just jump on the bandwagon that if it's Chinese it's crap. It's the way things are going, people. You can't really fight it. So anyway, I'm going to give it a go, but what I am going to do, that fairing is going nowhere near this bike until this bike is good to go. So what am I doing? I have done the brakes. They bind like hell, and I need new seals for them. Now I ordered those seals I think a day ago, and they're already here, so I could get them done this weekend, which is great. First things first though, the fork seals have arrived, and I do need to do the fork seals. Now that is that's a day job, not an evening job, so I'm not touching that now. What I am going to do is have a play with Sting to see if I can get him sorted. I'm being really hampered by fuel and the fact that it's there if you're prepared to queue for an hour for it, or it's not there at all. So I'm kind of using fuel that I wouldn't otherwise. It's not stale, it has got stabilizer in it. I wouldn't normally do it. So I have upjetted that. I dug out the old ones, the old knackered ones, and they were originals, and I could just about, with effort and with a little bit of sanding down, make out that they were 95s and 98s. Remember, this is kind of back in the day when if you got a 4-cylinder bike, they used to put different 2 in the middle than the outside 2, because there was a concern over heat generation and heat retention. Most people, it's been pretty much debunked as I understand it. Anyway, so I've gone up to 100s, I've chucked them in. Now remember, I balanced this, and it was a pain in the arse to do, but I balanced it whilst I had one of the carbs badly connected, so it's running like pump, but it is running, but it's because I think it's because I I balanced it with one of the carbs detached, so it's not running properly. So I'm going to give that a quick I'm going to give that a balance and see if it's any better. I'm not going to film it, go back and watch, because I've done it on this bike before, annoyingly. But yeah, cool. Riding really well. Oh, I haven't reattached the speedo. Oh, and I've got mirrors on it now. now as well. I've nicked the ones off kit because they were crap on kit, but actually, because this has got higher bars, they're really good. I think that was Daniel's suggestion about that. How about some underbar mirrors, and actually, yeah, it works really well. Running off all four. I'm going to have to check the temperature on when I get back, because it certainly didn't feel like it before. And now it does. Right, this is exactly the spot it broke down on my last little road trip of this. Stand off. Still hangs and occasionally revs itself. That's a really quite healthy idle, I think. I'm really playing around with the idle switch more than I'm comfortable. The idle screw, more than I'm comfortable with. I do have four. Well, I've got my mic on. I forgot about that. I do have four warm pipes, or hot pipes, I should say. I mean, 3 and 4 are nowhere near as hot as 1 and 2, but 4 running. It's just that. And I'm not convinced about this fuel because it's pretty nasty. Got to be air fuel screws, but I set them to factory 2.5 as researched by Daniel. Suppose I could give them a quick tinkle. Yeah, let's give them a quick tinkle. You know what? In fact, I won't. I'm just starting to lose the light, and I can't quite see in there, and I don't want to piss around with them too much at the moment because I know they're all at 2.5. I guarantee they're all bang on 2.5. So what? Well, it runs, it rides, it starts, it stops. All the electrics work. It's got a side stand. That binding has loosened off. I say it's loosened off. I did clean the piston a bit. It's a little bit. It's a bit more than I'm comfortable with, so I might have to have another look. But the beauty of having 2 projects on the go is the fact that when one pisses you off, like this one, you can just park it for a little while, which is precisely what I am going to do with this, and just park it up for the weekend, have a bit of a think, stop being quite so pissed off with it, see what happens with the whole fuel situation, hopefully get some clean fuel to put in it, which can only be a good thing, or some cleaner fuel, give it a good tank and then see what happens. I do need to play with the air fuel screws, but you know, I'm losing daylight here. Right, that will do me. I'm not sure how much you got from the helmet cam, but I did say about the mirrors. Daniel, you're right, mate. The underbar mirrors look really good on it. Well, I think they look good on all bikes, but they're just impractical on some. and they just didn't work with kit. They were with low slung handlebars, underslung mirrors, just too much. But they're really good, and obviously with the nice high bars, there's loads of clearance. It's not going to catch the tank, which is the main thing. What I do have on kit is the world's cheapest. But the issue that I had, I did try the one that was on there originally, which looks quite cool, and I do like the whole, you know, the form of it. The function was horrendous though, because I couldn't get it at an angle that I could see behind me, and it wasn't going to snare my choke. So I grabbed these ones deliberately because I saw that you could get an L out of it. I mean, they're only plastic, but frankly, they'll do. And kit is, after all, my commuter bike, and they don't look great, but actually I think they're about the best visibility I've had on many bikes, because they're really quite large, and they're in nice position. That said, not had a proper road test on it yet. Right, that'll do me. I'm intrigued to see how this is going to upload, because new camera, which seems to be doing quite nicely. New, well, it's got cables hanging in front of it, which is a bit unprofessional. I'll have to sort that out. Yeah, new audio system, which I hope makes a difference, and I hope means that I'm not quite so tied to the camera anymore. Yeah, this weekend's business is on this bad boy though, and it will be forks, brakes, nothing important. No, so it will be fork seals, which I will definitely film, because it's quite a popular thing, and it can, oh, do I tempt fate? It can be really straightforward. Straightforward isn't always simple, but it can be really straightforward. And the bit that really concerns me on all fork seals is the free floating bolt on the inside that you need to hold down, clamp down, whatever. There's two advantages I have on this time over other times I've done fork seals. One, I now have an impact driver, which, if I'm lucky, should do good guns on that. The other one, this has got adjustable suspension, so my theory being, if I crank that down as far as it will go to give me nice stiff suspension, it should help hold the free floater in the middle. Cool. And my, I did have them, where are they? There they are. My brake pistons. Ow! That has got a staple in it, which I can testify to, because that staple is now in my finger. Yeah, happy. Yeah, and we'll get those in on the brakes. Frankly, I probably should have done it first time, but I wanted to see if I could go without. The pads that came out are in really good nick. I probably could have just left them, but the pistons, weirdly enough, the pistons on, I'm trying to think which side it is, the inside of both are seized. The outside one worked fine, the inside are seized, so maybe that's a common thing. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one as to how I get those pistons out. I'm getting way ahead of myself. I'm doing them forks first. They're the bits that are annoying me the most. Right, that'll do me for now. Thanks very much all. I shall catch you later. Have a good weekend, and enjoy whatever you're up to. Cheers all. Catch you later.